It never happens at a good time. The pipe bursts at midnight. The heater quits on the coldest night. Suddenly, you're overwhelmed. That's when HomeServe is here. For $4.99 a month, you're never alone. Just call their 24/7 hotline and a local pro is on the way. Trusted by millions, HomeServe delivers peace of mind when you need it most. For plans starting at just $4.99 a month, go to homeserve.com. That's homeserve.com. Not available everywhere. Most plans range between $4.99 to $11.99 a month your first year. Terms apply on covered repairs.
Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's room of choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Welcome to the Black Tax. There's an African proverb that says, "Don't look where you fell, look where you slipped." Over the past 6 months, I've talked about the breakout of becoming an entrepreneur, leaving your job and beginning a new path towards what was most important to you. And I've gotten great response, and I appreciate that for all who listen, and thank you. But today I want to do something slightly different about who we are, why we are, what's going on in the current climate, and why our ability to step back has been a unifier for us and something that can continue to make a difference in the lives of Black people and how the rest of the country and world sees Black people. The first thing I want to address is the word African American. Being called an African American does several things. Being called an African American does several things. One, it supports the premise of white supremacy by saying that the continent, as it has been referred to as the dark continent, contains nothing significant that would influence, that has influence, or change the world as it is seen. Most white people have an identity to who they are from where they come from, be it Irish, Italian, German, British, French. I'm a French American. I'm a British American. And the reason why it is important to understand that nuance is because the association with identity is attached to the place of where your family originates from and its rich cultural history. By claiming to be African American means that we have nothing. We have no cultural identity other than all coming from the same continent. Now, mind you, there are 54 African countries. 56 if you include Zamunda and Wakanda forever. But we have to take a definitive understanding of who we are. I have always said I am a Black American. In the 70s, I was Afro-American. Afro because of the identity of a style, a hair, a texture, having the ability to self-identify without needing the permission of white people to define who I am for their convenience. The second thing I want to bring up is how all of a sudden we as a Black people who have decided to step back and allow everyone else use their bodies, their voices to fight this current tyrannical government, and we're getting shit for it, is a good thing. For centuries, we have fought for civil rights for ourselves. But because we fought for ourselves, it also benefited those who were less fortunate. it opened up opportunities for other individuals to say, we can do this. There was a point in time where black people and Jewish people worked side by side because they were treated the same. And somewhere, somehow in the late 60s, that kind of started to dissipate. And they folded into the melting pot of America, just like how the Irish folded in to the white population and the Italians folded into the white population. Jews did the same thing. So now they're no longer the enemy of the state of white supremacy. They are now a part of white supremacy. And a lot of that has to do with numbers. A lot of that has to do with the privilege. But here we stand because we've decided we're sitting this one out. It's a problem. Because we should be willing to fight for the rights of everyone and put our rights and our needs and our wants on the back burner. Motherfuckers, we're tired. Gen Xers, we are fucking tired. Millennials are fucking tired. Zs are fucking tired. And as black people, collectively, we have fought, been killed, been imprisoned, been beaten, and they throw us pennies and tell us to be happy with it. When they passed the anti-Asian hate bill without a shred of pushback, it was an amazing thing. But when the George Floyd Police Act failed because it would protect black people, it told me everything I needed to know about this country. And not that I didn't know it, because I've always known it, but it reinforced the thoughts that I had already known, that we are disposable, that we are insignificant, that we make nothing, that we have no power. It's funny, for a group of people who are labeled powerless, Target is taking a huge hit, and now Uber will be taking the same hit. We finally have listened to what has always been said. The value of our dollars make a difference. I say shut it the fuck down. You want to support this racist regime? You got it. Hit them in their pockets. There are other ride shares that we can build and brand and grow with. We can put our money elsewhere because that's what they understand. They understand dollars. And now the Target CEO is trying to unify black people by bringing in these alleged leaders who can speak to black people about making a difference and being a part of what needs to happen. To this day, I refuse to eat Papa John's pizza. When I was in law school, Papa John's was one of my favorite places to grab a pizza. I can get what I wanted. I could have pineapples on it, jalapenos. On a Friday night before I went to go shake my ass and shake the stress of law school off. But when he decided to call us niggas, I was like, I'm done. I never have to spend another dollar there. And then what did he do? He brought Shaquille O'Neal in. As if because this black man is coming in, we should all go back and support Papa John's. Fuck that. I get tired of seeing celebrities who don't know shit step up, want to be political, not done the reading, the research, understanding the position of whatever it is, and then the leadership of white people think that because 50 Cent says something or some other notable celebrity has a level of influence and power over black people making decisions. I want you to think about your personal self. Would you take advice from somebody who is black, uber rich, but knows absolutely nothing? But because they have status, they must know something. Does that logically make sense? Are you going to go to a dentist when you're having problems with your heart? Are you going to go to the barber who cuts your hair, who thinks he knows about the law, to get legal advice? No. You're going to go to an expert who understands the purpose of what you need and help you navigate through the waters. White people always think by bringing in celebrities especially particularly black celebrities, they have influence and power over the minds of black people and can mold them into what makes black people less threatening and makes white people feel more safe and secure. Because, and we've all heard it before, you're not like them. The third thing that is important for us to understand is the power of communicating with each other. Years ago, when I was in college, I was very active politically. I would go to protests, I would march, I would do all the things because I felt that I needed to be a part of the movement. We boycotted companies to have them disinvest their monies in South Africa to bring an end to the apartheid as best as we could. We would protest when police killed innocent black people or when mobs of white men chased a black man onto the Belt Parkway and he was struck and killed. We did those things because we knew that our power in numbers could make a difference. But somewhere we lost connections, or the word of mouth wasn't being spread effectively. But because of social media and all of us having mobile phones, we now get to show the reality of what we are, how unified we are becoming, and how threatening they are. One of the reasons why the phenomenon of Karen is alive and well is because now we can videotape the bullshit they do and put them on blast. Previous to that, it was their word against your word, and because white always seems to be right, or because you are white, you have the complexion for protection, we were always seen as the bad guys, the one who caused the problem. But now the reality hits that they're Karens because they're racist, they're ignorant, they no longer have the will or the power they used to have. And now they're in their feelings because black women are like, y'all are on your own with this. You wanted that? You couldn't get your people in line? You showed us how racist you really are? Because what you thought was this country could be better run by a white man who is a sexual abuser and a 34 count convicted felon over a black woman who has been district attorney, attorney general, senator, and vice president. I've had the pleasure to vote for her several times as attorney general, as vice president, and for president. I'm very proud of those votes that I made because they were the right decisions to be made. But because she's a black woman, powerful in her movement, how she works, why she works, where she walks, how she moves, it's intimidating and threatening to other white women who don't have the power to be themselves. You see, white women rather hold on to their perceived perception of power than to take it. Black women will always take power. They will always stand strong. They will always be the voice and the movement that makes and brings about change. Our job as black men are to protect them. Our job as black men is to encourage them. As they encourage us, we must encourage them, and we must move forward. We have a difference. We are the change. We can bring this country back. Because everything is centered around black culture. Everything they have, music, film, television, art, whatever it is, it all comes from one place, the continent. Now, colonizers going to colonize. But because we have the power of communication, and we can talk to each other via social media, and we can share information via social media, it has unified us. It has made us a stronger people. And for that, I am gracious and grateful for the power of social media. Don't let what you see sway you from sitting back and letting them do some work. We've done enough of the work. We've done enough fighting for everybody. Now, the downside of that is they're not going to fight for us. And they're going to hold on to this because they're going to feel like, oh, you didn't protect us. You weren't there to fight for us. Okay, but where have you been to fight for us? Where have you been when we were being shot down the streets? Where were you when the numerous of black bodies have died at the hands of white people, the hands of police officers, racism, bigotry, ignorance? But we are supposed to turn a blind eye to all that because you're the damsel in distress now. Remember this: until we take care of our own, we can't fight for anyone else. Until we unify ourselves, we can't unify or join forces with other people. One of the greatest things I've noticed is when white women got upset at black women for not wanting to fight for abortions or not wanting to fight for this. Because now you want our bodies to look bigger in numbers. That don't work for them anymore. We can't be the road, the dirt, the power, the tools. We can't build it for you to stand on top of it and we benefit nothing from it. So, fuck you. We are in troubling times. But black people have been here before. We know how to tighten our belts up. We know how to stand up. We know how to look, observe, take notes, walk past it, and use what we've seen, taking notes on, to empower ourselves and our communities. We are unified, and it can only get better and stronger. So, I want you to take a moment and look at your social media. I want you to take a moment and think about how connected we as a generation, Generation X, Y, and Z, are more unified than ever. And let's make a difference. Let's continue to push our needs, our wants, our agenda forward. And if any corporation feels like they can, oh, we're not going to do DEI, then you're not going to get our money. Let Target be the thing that proves to us we have the power. Let's make Uber pay for its mistake. If you disrespect black people, we stop spending our dollars there. What we are doing is a part of our culture, who we are. They brought down the Montgomery Bus Company by not riding the bus. They did everything to try to break them. And what did we do? We broke it. We can do it again. Because we now have the power of the internet. And with that power, we can change the world, our trajectory, and the future for our children. Stay woke. We out.